I gotta be quite honest, I'm a little disappointed right now. You're supposed to come in 90s attire. That was in the contract. You're actually breaching.
Oh, I don't read those.
You know, we could probably take this opportunity for the next like 15 seconds for you to like tell me something great about myself.
Was that 15 seconds?
Cool.
This is good. This is good. This is good.
That's a big thing that I notice people do when they're taking pictures that drives me crazy. It's like, hey, take a picture of me. And they're not using whatever like street light or natural light. Right. They're like standing against it. Filmmaker, photographer shit, right? I'm very excited. Welcome back, everybody. Content with Shane Hartline. I'm pumped for today's episode for many reasons. Before we get to those reasons, let's start setting up because the guest will be here shortly. This Friday, everybody, September 6th, 7:45 at the Kookaburra Lounge. It's Shane Hartline's big fancy Hollywood party. There's gonna be a lot of dancing. Gonna be a lot more where that came from. DJ Kyle Helf, sorry I don't have a mic on you right now, but DJ Kyle Helf will be there as well as a lot of other really funny people. Get tickets at shanehartline.com, or you can just show up at the Kookaburra Lounge this Friday, 7:45. I think doors open at 6:30. I'm really looking forward to it. It's my first kind of, I don't even want to say it's like a traditional stand-up show because I do want to make it a variety show and I want to make it something different for the Kookaburra. So yeah, this Friday, Shane Hartline's big fancy Hollywood party. It's gonna be a good time. This week's episode of Content it's a special one. It's a special one for many reasons. I've told today's guest in person many times what he means to me. You know, a lot of people have probably watched these episodes, especially with close friends of mine, and have probably been like, God, Shane is so mushy gushy and he just loves everybody. Yeah, I f***ing like people. I f***ing like to boost my friends. I don't know. Nobody's even really said that. That's just like, I have yeah, thanks, Kyle. But no, our guest today is Josh Server. If you don't know who Josh Server is, you must not have been a 90s kid because he really shaped a big part of my childhood. I grew up watching him on Nickelodeon, on all that, on a lot of projects he was involved with on Nickelodeon, many people know this about me, but Nickelodeon, it was a very big part of my childhood. It definitely was a big influence on my comedic style. It was definitely a big influence on the reason that I wanted to be involved in entertainment. Josh Server was a big piece of that. And I'll probably bring this up again in the episode because your boy's a little sensitive titty baby, but it is very surreal and trippy to me that I get to call him a friend. Not only a friend, but he was a groomsman at my wedding, and I gotta stop saying the F words before the 10-minute mark on YouTube, or I don't get monetization. I just have extra work to do at that point. But I'm really excited for him to be here. Got a lot of fun things planned, and a lot of things not planned. I wanna see what he wants to do. I wanna see where he wants to take this episode. He's done a lot of interviews. Josh has done a lot of interviews in the past, a lot of, people talking to him about Nickelodeon and all things 90s. And there will be some of that in this episode, but actually there will be a lot of that in this episode. Who am I gonna lie? Actually, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that in this episode. What else can I say about Josh before he gets here?
What does he smell like?
Josh smells great. Kyle, thank you for bringing that up. And a lot of people don't bring that up enough about Josh Server. He's one of the best smelling actors in Hollywood. Variety reported it in 2017. I was gonna say cut to that picture, but I don't want to make it in post. Literally thinking about AI do that. Yeah, no, Kyle, we don't like AI. Actually, I use it all the time. ChatGPT is my BFF. More like Chat BFF.
ChatGPT was also a groomsman at your wedding.
ChatGPT was a groomsman at my wedding. Thanks to everybody that's been tuning in, sending me all kinds of positive feedback about content. I'm really enjoying it. I don't know what it'll look like in 10, 20, 50 episodes, but let's not give up. Okay, are you still rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, something fun I want to introduce this week that I'm really excited about. Actually, I'm going to wait to set that part of the episode up when Josh gets here. Well, everybody, Josh is here. Let's go get him. Let's go get Josh Server. I'm wearing socks with sandals. It's very Florida of me.
Oh, yeah. Are you also on meth?
Yeah. 24/7, baby. Hey, man. Good. Well, we start right now, baby.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the future.
Oh, goodness.
There you go.
What's up, Josh?
We can cut
How
anything
are
you
you?
want.
Yeah,
Welcome to the show, Josh.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
This is my real life friend, Josh.
It's 1,000 degrees out.
It is disgustingly hot.
Yeah, so.
Looks good, man.
I'm good, buddy. It's good to see you.
Come on
Thanks
in.
for having me.
Yo, do you remember what this is?
Where
Yeah,
did
I
you
mean-
find that?
I'll tell you. I'm introducing this as a special new part of the show. I'm introducing it with your episode. So we usually have a camera over here that kind of just covers everything.
Okay. That's the Gary chose.
But now I'm going to start using a VHS camera because I figured out this is the geek filmmaker in me. Check this out.
Where did you even find that?
Gabby got it for me for Christmas in 2020.
Oh, that's
This is
incredible.
actually not the camera, but the same camera I used when I was a little kid to shoot everything that I would make. Like,
Oh, and she got you like
she
the
found
original
me
one?
The original one.
That's
Still
really-
works. And what I figured out
That's why we love
is
her. That's why she's your wife.
that's why she's my wife.
Yep.
I figured out how to take the exported like video and put it into a SD card. So I'm instantly taking the video, putting it on digital. We're doing something here on Content with Shane
Never
Hartline.
been done.
I mean, it's probably been done.
Probably been done.
But I'm gonna say it's never been done before.
Yeah.
They mass produce those devices? That you
They
Big
shut the fuck
market
up.
for that.
They do,
Never
but
been done, but this is the mass produced device.
yes, but it's never. I can say that I don't think that it's used.
Also, get the cord situation.
Shut the
going
fuck
on. Like, that's the best part of this whole thing.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Look how technologically advanced this show is.
You know what I will say? You can learn a lot about somebody by how they unravel tangled cords.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Because if I wasn't on camera right now, I would be losing my fucking mind.
Correct.
Josh
yeah.
knows this to be
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Or my girlfriend Meg, you know Meg. She gives me tangled jewelry to like things
Are
that are
you that
not
patient?
No, I don't know how I signed up. I don't like. You know what I mean? Maybe
No.
in this instance, I'm the more patient of the two.
Can I tell you how-
she's more patient than me in some instances?
I
but
gotta-
maybe just with this like jewelry thing. And she's like, "Can you get this out for me?" And then once you start, it's like
Can I tell you how
you can't
eerie-
stop. It's terrible.
I'm sorry to interrupt. How eerie it is to look through my childhood camera viewfinder and see Josh server. I'm gonna have you sit over on this side.
yeah,
Actually.
yeah. Do you think it's more eerie for you or me? What do you think?
I'm assuming, Josh, I freak you out quite often.
No, buddy, we're friends, but you know the just occasionally.
Yeah,
Just with
check this out.
Just with statements like that.
It's recording straight to little memory
oh,
card.
that's so cool.
Yeah, but it looks.
Good
I
for
mean,
you
it
for
is
figuring it out.
Yeah,
and
figuring it out.
we're testing it on my episode. The
your
first
episode.
one.
Yeah.
It's fitting.
This isn't the first episode, but it is your first episode.
Shane, this is the very first episode.
Take them all down and re-upload them.
Rolling on that?
Rolling on that, and he's rolling. Is my mic rolling? Red
Yeah.
light. Red light on this.
Looks good.
Okay.
bud.
So
Looks good. Look at us figuring this out.
basically, this is. I don't want this to be like '90s overload here.
Are you sure? Because it seems like that's what you were going for.
Shut the fuck up. This show's called Content with Shane Hartline. Basically, what I want this show to be is content without an agenda. In this industry, we make so many things with an agenda
Right.
to try to procure opportunity, procure an audience, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
This is
Or
the
just
one,
a straight cash grab.
the straight cash grab, which I'm fine
With
if
all of
that
those things.
comes with this.
Yep.
But I want this to be one thing that I put out there that it's like, whatever happens with it, happens with it. The idea I like or want to try to do with each guest that I bring on here is I like to bring on, I want to bring on interesting people I really love, people I really care about, people I just find interesting. Yeah, you should probably get out. And then by the end of the episode, maybe we make a piece of content together. And if we don't, this is already the content. Does that make sense?
Got it.
So,
Cool.
Welcome to the show. And I have a surprise for you. Actually, I have a few surprises for you.
Thank you for having me.
This isn't a sponsor,
Just gonna
but
anxiously await.
If you're
my
interested,
surprise.
I got you a little NA beer.
Let's
that work?
do it. Yeah.
I'll crack one open. I've never had an NA beer. Would you like one, Kyle?
This is actually a great
Yeah.
great brand.
Is it? I've never had one.
Yeah, they make a lot of great different types of NA beers.
Athletic.
Yeah, athletic. This is the light one. I've had quite a few of them.
Cheers.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers, boys.
You guys could have real beers while I have an
But
NA beer.
I've like I said, I've never.
This is specifically for me.
It's for you, and I've never had a non-alcoholic beer, so I'm excited.
Salud. It's
Not bad.
Yeah.
it's like regular beer, just slightly more shitty.
Drop my phone
You
to
know?
the couch. Hold on.
But I will say, I think I even was saying this
Got it. Crisis averted.
before. It was just like I think it was either like Beck's or O'Doul's.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
By the way, not hating. I don't want those.
O'Doul's
people
was
who
the
love
only one for a
O'Doul's
bit,
to come
right?
for me, right?
O'Doul's
But,
was the biggest one for a bit.
yeah. But now there's some different breweries.
Yeah, cheers again, man. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
So I was talking to everybody watching before you got here to kind of express like, and I've spoke with you about this in private many times because I'm definitely the type of person with my friends like, and I will say this, I think it's very important, and I'm curious if you agree with this, to let your friends, your family, people you care about know how you feel all the fucking time. I think that it's like, you don't want to regret not saying things to people that you're like, you know, I lost somebody, you know, we all lose people and we wish that we would have said something to them about how we feel about them. So I always make a conscious effort, as sometimes maybe too much, to like tell people what they mean to me. And Josh, you're no different. Like, I grew up watching you, and you were a huge part of why I started doing what I'm doing. You were a huge inspiration comedically to me. And not just me, so many people. Like, I know you know that, but do you know that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, people do say it, fans say it, you
Yeah.
read stuff and you hear stuff in person that it means so much to me. But every time, you say it,
It's trippy,
you know,
man.
I could tell it comes from the heart. And listen, if you could be inspirational or like create that ripple effect where people are doing, I mean, you make a lot of content and so much comedy, and like I've had people who are, part of, in the writers' rooms of some of my favorite shows, like people who were inspired by our show, and that, I mean, it really does. It means a lot to me. So I would say yes, I do know, but man, that makes you feel good, and you never
Hell yeah.
you never get sick of
Hell
hearing
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
especially as a comedic actor. I consider myself an actor first, a comedian. Like I like all different types.
I think a lot of the great actors
forms.
started in comedy.
Yeah, and but to to have our show and any of my performances spark any of that, I'm deeply grateful.
Hell yeah, man. I mean,
And you are great at telling people, telling your friends and your family.
I want people to know what they mean to me if they mean something to me. Because I don't want to disappear and not have been able to tell somebody, or not to sound morbid, but life, anything can happen. So, this is the first time I have it on camera, letting the world know how much this guy means to me.
It's official.
I will say though, like I meant what I said by looking through that camera and seeing you through the lens. Like, that is a camera that that's what started all this for me. And you were entangled in my childhood so deeply. So yeah, it's trippy. It's always trippy to me. I think there's always a moment when we're hanging out, like a quick snippet of a moment, like, man, it's really fucking cool that I get to be friends with this guy.
Well,
And
thank you, brother.
yeah,
and it happened so like organically. Just being in town, our
Yeah.
friends introduced us. We
Yeah.
kept being friends. Like they were on the East Coast. They went back to what they were doing, and we're all still friends. But yeah, it's developed so organically. And yeah, I mean, I think that full circle is really cool. you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It also, I think it comes with like, getting older, and as a guy, we're taught, sometimes we can't be
tough. Don't be vulnerable.
Yeah, you can't. A little bit more like open and
that.
vulnerability with your
fucking-
friends and stuff like that. So I try to do that with the people that mean a lot to me too.
Yeah.
So
You're
good
definitely,
on you.
you definitely do the same. And I think like, we could probably take this opportunity for the next like 15 seconds for you to like tell me something great about myself.
Was that 15 seconds?
Cool. We'll be right back. No.
I say this to you all the time.
BetterHelp is a sponsor, so this is
Yeah.
cooling down.
BetterHelp.
Shane Hartline, always making stuff, always staying busy, always staying focused, right? You're great with like your friend group. You're always getting people together. Like I see you as like a great connector, right? You're a great,
I do
You're
like
a great
that.
connector of people, and all of your friend group kind of like circles around you in that way. And you're, to me,
Okay, we don't got to do this anymore.
Okay,
But,
I'm just saying it's a.
But I do
you're a
like
positive light.
like to be told nice things. But
Words of
something
affirmation, buddy. Is that-
something
it's
I
my
do
love
like
language.
to do is create things and see it as it's happening. Like, oh man, I can't believe this is actually happening. And there's all my friends involved with it.
Yeah.
You were involved in a project of mine that was. I haven't spoke about it on this show yet, but I made a short film called Cookie, which it's about my neurological condition, spasmodic dysphonia. It's the first short film, it's the first, I think, piece of film of any kind that's portrayed the condition, and you were a part of that. And I don't know, that was one of those moments where it's like, oh damn, like I just like to have an idea and see it come to fruition.
Yeah. Well, and that's a beautiful film you executed.
Thanks,
it was
man.
your directorial
Thank you.
debut. So yeah, I think I gave you that compliment.
Cut to the
Enough of this. Let's get to
Cut
the
to the
good
best
stuff.
part. He gets French fries thrown in his face. All right, now back to the show. I gotta be quite honest. I'm a little disappointed right now
In
you.
okay,
I'm laughing, but I'm being serious.
great.
I reached
Lay
out.
it on me.
I will. I reached
Lay it
out.
on me. What
I
if-
reached out to your team about this and to have you on. So thank you for doing this. It wasn't an easy process, and the process looked like this. I reached out to his team. Started with a formal email, turned into a conference call, turned into a Zoom meeting. Those two I thought would have been switched, but in the Zoom meeting, they first started off with like incessantly saying, "Oh, Shane Hartline, like we want to rep you. We think you're so fucking talented." Josh who?
Yeah.
Josh Server. Oh yeah. We rep him. That's right.
It's a lot of those team.
I had to jump through a lot of
Yeah.
hoops to get to the point of asking on the show. But one of the things that was very important to me is like you were a '90s icon, so I wanted this to be the definitive '90s themed interview. I mean, we're also shooting this on a genuine VHS camera.
What's more 90s
You're
than
supposed
that?
to come in '90s attire. That was in the contract. You're actually breaching.
Oh, I don't read those. you wait. You wanted me to read?
I mean, I assume you've been in this business for a long time that you would have
That's why I
read.
have such an amazing team. They read
guess
those.
you have a good team.
I did not get that.
Okay.
I did not get that.
That's fair.
But I've also been in other things with you that have had me in '90s gear. Right? Exactly. I had a middle part. I had my classic middle.
You
90s
did in Perfect
Yes,
Girl.
I rocked my '90s middle part. So this is what you're
For the
getting.
first time since you were a kid?
Correct.
I do appreciate that.
The hair wasn't as long, so I don't know if it had the effect that it did in the '90s. But this is what you're getting, Shane Hartline. Where do you keep going? Where does he? We've shot the show for less than 15 minutes. He's left like 3 times.
The seat isn't even warm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very warm.
Yes.
So you need to do a wardrobe change. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
We got to do this.
By the
Friday.
way, the fact that it's Chicago, the fact that it's
I
an
know.
old school bull, like you're pulling heartstrings here. So normally I would absolutely say no.
quick costume change.
I would say no to this. I want you to know, but
I would say no to this.
Fine, let's do it.
Your team says different.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, boy.
is
Here, dude.
finally I can relax.
Say that again.
I said, finally I could relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you look. This is why I wore this.
I honestly, I feel like you nailed it. This is big enough. Maybe the jersey needs to be bigger to be really authentic, but I mean, you crushed this.
Yeah, we'll fix that in
The
visual
puka
effects.
shell necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Danny Tamborelli who wore these.
He did.
Unironically.
I did though.
In the 90s for many years.
I did though unironically for way too long into my wrestling, and my wrestling character was a surfer, so I did wear a puka shell.
I also love that like someone who just tuned into this maybe in the middle would think like I opted in for this outfit on the podcast. Right? People would be like, he's really.
But you know, kids
really
are unironically dressing like this now.
Yes.
So
I think if you just wait long enough, Meg's a stylist.
You're looking actually current.
I'm taking this home. I'm taking this home, and then if I
The
just
only
wait
thing
long,
I would fight you
if I
for
just
is
wait
the
long
puka.
enough- I just wait long enough.
You did slip up and say something that I might steal. The Puka Shell Network. I think that should be a network for something.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Actually, I think that might be the tagline for the network. It's a network
This
for something.
episode is sponsored by the Puka Shell Network.
We're a
What do they make?
We're a network for something.
For something. They make something. Yeah, man. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm instantly.
Well, the surprises aren't over yet.
The regret slowly.
They're
setting
mostly
in.
over. The regret. Regret is something I wanted to bring up because one of the first times I ever.
Segue.
I'm a king of segues. Kyle's learning this. One of the first times I ever experienced Josh Server regret was me asking him to be a part of the hopefully Chris Pratt and Shane Hartline show.
Yep.
And he played the role of a scientist, something like that.
I blocked it out.
He does remember it because it's traumatized him.
I hadn't done like an improv show in a while, and it was like, okay, cool, yeah, my buddy's asking me, let's do this. Just really open-minded.
And I think it was one of those things that's like...
Full of hope and not regret.
I think it's one of those things like he was just like, you know what, Shane, I'm happy to help. Just tell me what we're doing when we get there.
Right.
He shows up, and first segment he's in is you're a doctor. You were a doctor because you were Dr. Scorpion. You had Scorpion from Mortal Kombat with you, and we had somebody pregnant, and you, as the doctor, told Scorpion to get the baby out. How Scorpion, get over here.
Right.
So that's
Which,
already.
if someone hasn't seen the Chris Pratt show,
we'll show a clip.
Yeah, there's some stuff zany stuff that happened.
That wasn't where I saw the regret in his face. That's probably where the regret started to bubble in as he started to have flashbacks of all the great memories of blimps and money and the rock star life, and now he's on stage simulating a baby being pulled from someone's vagina with Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
And that was my very last Chris Pratt show.
But it gets better because at the end of it, past guest on Content, Seth Word, comes out as Giant Devil with literal 50-foot penis that the audience had to collectively, as they would, masturbate. And Josh Server, I made be one of the audience members that masturbated Giant Devil
At that
penis.
point, I was there. I was pot committed.
I feel like saying these words is going to get me banned in some capacity.
Yeah.
No, but I think even in the video, you can just see Josh's face like this, like, what am I doing?
Like, how did I get here?
Never again did he be a part of the show. You came to almost every show, which was
I did still come to support, but I do remember you been like,
If you ever want to do it again.
And we just kind of...
Yeah, but we'll circle that.
We just never talked about it ever again. As two guy friends would. Let's just never talk
But that
about
didn't, we did make a lot of great things after that together. And like a lot of things that, I still think could see the light of day. One of the first things I think we made that evolved into a different kind of project was, it was first called Skit Friends, but then it became called Space Stars.
Okay, people, we have a show to write. What do you got?
I'm thinking of a sketch where Danny plays a space worm and he's looking for water.
No, you can't write a sketch about that, not after what happened at the Galactic Massacre of the Zara-Achus.
I stand with the Zora Nacho. I choose Kazunite.
That was such a, regardless if it never turned into a TV show, never has turned into a
we
TV
were
show.
like pitching it and trying to.
It's like
which people have no idea. Like there's so many things that get pitched or get made and that don't.
You
get
are
made.
in development of all kinds of things, and that process. A lot of people don't realize, like watching television shows. I think television is harder to make than film. Sometimes takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
But
they're both hard.
You will watch your favorite shows, and I don't think a lot of people realize how many years it took for that to end up on television, on film. It's insane. It's the process of making things is insane.
Yeah.
And this is no different. Look at us now. This is insane.
And that was our regret segment.
Circling back to regret. Are you regretting this yet?
No, but
Okay,
I'm
so-
happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Cheers, baby. Cheers. I am liking this smooth, athletic.
They're good,
light.
right? They're good.
Makes you fart a little bit.
Yeah.
Does it?
Just enough.
Have you been tooting?
Already?
It's
Like
brewing.
just the
I can
first
feel
couple
it.
sips?
Really?
Feel it
Yeah.
brewing.
He got a little sensitive tummy.
It might
Yeah.
be from the yogurt.
I've got a stone cold gut. I had fucking 5 crumble cookies this morning. Not 5, but I did have some crumble cookies.
You cut them into little force.
Do you want one?
Maybe later.
Okay.
Yeah. I was promised lunch, correct?
I got
in
you.
In the contract that I didn't read.
They did say crumble. So I got it. I just ate some of your.
It said crumble cookies.
I did eat some.
Fancy.
Of your,
This is a fancy show.
it's the fanciest. I did eat some of your contracted crumbles that, it's like Forrest Gump eating the chocolates before he gets to Jenny. Can't help myself. I got a lot in common with Forrest Gump. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know.
Oh,
that.
we've noticed.
Can I tell you a funny story? When I was, I think I have footage of this. This is fucked up on so many levels. This is like,
You mean other than me sitting here in this outfit?
I haven't fully processed that yet.
It's-
This will hit me
it's-
later. But
Kyle, come back to
No, the story I'm about to tell you
Yeah.
is a inception level, I think, of fucked up, looking back on it.
Okay.
So Forrest Gump, I still love the movie. A little problematic.
Yeah.
A lot of, hasn't aged very well. But when it came out at the time, which was, I think, 1996, something like that, I was a huge fan of the movie. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. Just a huge fan of it. This was also the time in my childhood where my speech condition was its thickest. Into the school year, I went to Spook Hill Elementary, which was our mascot was Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Oh my god.
Wait, that's a real school?
Yeah, it's a real school
Okay.
next to a tourist.
It sounds like something that they would put in like a vampire show.
Next
Like,
to a
the
tourist-
kids go to Spook Hill
Elementary.
Elementary.
Tangent about that. It's next to a tourist attraction called Spook Hill. It's
That is
basically
the most Orlando shit I've ever heard.
Lake Wales.
Okay,
Get it right. Shout out Lake Wales. What's up, y'all?
Shout out O-Town.
Shout out O-Town down. A-Town down, right?
Peace up, A-Town down.
Yeah, I think that was, yeah.
Okay.
Kyle.
So many
Get it.
tangents.
Really
Back
get
to at the end of the
Regret.
school year. Back to regret. At the end of the school year. At the end of the school year at Spook Hill, there was a talent show. Anybody could like audition and do a bit. The first year I did it, years before that, I just danced to Cuban Pete from The Mask, which is over there. If you ever want to put it on in this episode, something will happen. Back to the story. This year, though, 1996 talent show, I thought it'd be a great idea to do Forrest Gump monologue. I get up there.
Wow, do we have footage of that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Y'all are wearing nice pairs of shoes. I think I can remember my first pair of shoes. Mama said they'd take me anywhere.
I get
Gosh,
up there.
I hope it makes this episode.
Oh, gosh, it will, because I'm a slut for views.
Wait,
Is that going to get me canceled for saying that?
No.
I don't think.
That's not it.
I don't view slut shame.
Okay, me neither. I'm not slut shaming.
Wait, so-
I'm not slut view shaming.
So you did which monologue?
I made a monologue of him, and I brought a bench on stage.
Original.
But
Wow.
I had a speech condition that sounded like this a little bit.
I'd like to talk a little bit about my mama. Brown hair, nice lady, but she died a couple months ago on a Tuesday.
So everybody in the audience was like, not only laughing their fucking ass off, they thought I crushed it.
I put lots of chocolates. Let me know what you gonna get.
Yeah, fuckers. I did good because I was a child with a speech condition mimicking somebody that's autistic on a stage. I think it fucked my brain up a little bit because I was like, man, I think I did crush it. But now looking back, it's like, that's layers of fucked up. I'm not only up there on stage being laughed at and made fun of by my entire school that doesn't realize they're making fun of somebody with a speech condition, neurological condition, but I'm also making fun of somebody autistic. It's just...
Yeah, there's a lot of
Am
layers
I canceled yet?
There's a lot of layers to that.
Yeah.
You put yourself in the position, but I mean, you're a kid and you don't know any better.
It's the 90s,
yeah,
though.
That's a very 1996 story.
Yeah,
you know?
very 96. Do you have any 90s regrets? Not one.
Not one. Not certainly
This
that I would
right-
be sharing on this program.
For sure.
Absolutely not.
Oh, man. Yeah, but...
No, 96 was when I moved to LA. Don't want to age
Oh.
myself, but I moved here.
That's when the move
That's when
happened?
technically, I think it was 96, 97, the show moved from Florida to LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that at the time? Like, were you excited about that? Like, or did you enjoy
move?
doing, or did you enjoy doing it in
we-
Orlando?
I mean, Orlando at that time was a lot of fun. It was a special place for us. But I think we saw it as the show kind of leveling up and getting to the big leagues to some degree. You know, like a lot of the producers were from here. Everybody was in Florida, but not from Florida.
Wait, how old did you say you were again at that time?
I was 17, turning 18.
To come out here, 17, 18. I
Pretty
can't
much by
imagine.
myself. I had a guardian who was like a buddy. My family couldn't come, and so and then 6 months later he was gone, so I was just out here.
Fuck, man. I can't.
Lucky to survive. Lucky.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I wouldn't have survived. I think back on I think we become, scientifically, I think it is proven, our cells change. We become different fucking people. I think I think about often, this is something I want to talk to you about, because I think about, had I had fame at a young age, I don't know that I would have made it or survived or gotten through it. You not only got through it, man, Josh, you're fucking, you look great, you fucking crushing it.
Thanks, bud.
You were a groomsman at my wedding.
There's a lot of bumps and bruises that come along with that, and a lot of work that I've been doing. You know what I mean?
You do put in a lot of work.
It's not a normal trajectory.
Yeah.
And in some ways I'm really lucky, but you have to, I think you have to prepare yourself for that, and you're not, right? You're not when you're a kid, and your frontal lobe isn't I was doing a lot of stuff when I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
It wasn't anyone's fault. It was just my specific, whether it was my family situation and the show situation, it just ended up being that path for me, right? But yeah, no, I don't agree that it's a good thing for most, right? Why there's a lot of cautionary tales, and you have to absolutely pull. I got lucky because I pulled out of it, and then now I'm kind of back with a lot more perspective. You know?
Yeah, the only thing I can kind of relate to in that is when I was getting into wrestling at 7. I got into wrestling at 16 actually. And it was just so much so quick, and man, I was exposed to too much, just even in the small indie wrestling shows that I did that I just wasn't ready for. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I'd have stuck with it. But I try not to live in regret too much, but I was.
I think it's also about the people and the support systems around you and stuff like that. It can be a really positive thing, but you have to have all of those foundations already set. And the people that don't, it can be real bad. So I was probably in the middle there. There were some good ones, and then there was not some great ones or things that were lacking. So I think it can be okay, but if you're not set up for success with the people and the adults around you, then
But back to the present day.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's go present.
yeah, how are you? Like, are you feeling, sometimes when I'm like in this show, like I think about the name and like being content is something that I truthfully have to work towards a lot, like in my life, like, because we're in an industry that I'm constantly comparing and I'm constantly feeling like I'm not doing enough and XYZ.
Sure.
Are you feeling content in your life? Like where's Josh at right now?
I think I am, and I can say this honestly.
Externally, like as your friend, and I don't want to like put words in your mouth, but I'm happy to see how you have been lately. Like
thanks.
You've got a lot of great in your life.
I do think I am the most content that I've ever been. Still have
got a great chick, man.
Yeah, she's amazing. Again, sobriety. There's just a lot of choices that have led to me feeling. I do a lot of stuff on my mental health, meditation, journaling, all that stuff. Like, this is the most content that I've ever been.
Fuck yeah.
However, there's still things you want to do. There's still things, days that, you get frustrated with the business and you need more people to pep you up. Like all that stuff is true, right? There are things that I still have a lot of music left in me, right? And there's things that I want to achieve. But, and that's not literal music because nobody wants to hear that. But like, I just mean it as an expression of like, there's a lot of things that I want to still do. But the overall, just being happy with where you're at, that I will say is the best it's ever been.
That makes me happy, man.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Seriously.
Same question for you.
I am. I went through, I may cut this out, but I'm going to say it right now and then I'll decide when I'm editing. But I went through.
I'll give you my notes that I want to cut out later too.
But it's nothing that we haven't talked about. Sure, all of it.
The show is 5 minutes long after we get done with the editing.
No, I never.
Cutting room floor.
After I had a really busy, as you know, in my career, 2021, 2022, like so many just crazy things were happening, and that tends to happen for a lot of people in this business. It's like when you're you know this better than anybody. When you have a lot happening, your light is, and you're beaming, and you're attracting a lot of opportunity. I think
you get rolling, and there's momentum.
Yeah,
there's
you get the momentum. I had a lot of momentum. Station 19 happened. Star Wars happened. I had an SNL showcase. All these great things. All these things that I worked a long time to achieve, and then after, inevitably, from a high, there's a dip, and I had never experienced a dip like that in my career. When I had things happen in the past, it was a little blip, and it was a great experience, but it wasn't like as much at once as this was.
It was a larger plateau.
Yeah, and there was a lot of factors that like the what I went through after, the depression I went through after, that I feel like I'm pretty much through right now. Through work, through talking to friends, through therapy, through a lot of things. But there's a lot of reasons I think that happened, and one of the first things that I had to experience that I know you've been a part of many times is Station 19 was a dream. It was like, oh, I'm working consistently on a show that I get to come back, and felt like camp, and then. Not for any reason other than storyline, my character was written off from week to week, and it was this feeling of, wait, camp's still happening. I was having fun. I want to go back to camp. All my friends are still at camp. I had never experienced that before, and the show was still happening, and there was a lot of things that I had to learn from that experience, and it took me a good year and a half, 2 years of not, I would say, depths, depression all the time, but it was just like, why am I feeling like shit? I think this is a part of it, but it's all a part of this business.
That's a big part, yeah. I mean, and you also, like, there's a lot of, whether it's social media accounts and things on the acting side, and if you hear a lot of the people that I look up to say, they have those quotes and those clips on those accounts about longevity and staying in the business and like continuing to show up, and like that's a real thing, right? You were on an amazing show for X amount of seasons or whatever, and you have a great run, and then it ends, and then camp is over, and then you have that lull, right? And it's how you keep yourself grounded and stoked during that time. Or just like, if those peaks and valleys are too big for people just flat out quit, or maybe they're just about to get to the peak and they, right? Like, so you just, it's, you gotta just keep showing up, and that's hard sometimes.
It really is.
In a business like ours.
It really is.
But yeah, I think that's why it's important that you have to have a life outside of this.
Yeah,
Right?
that's something.
And that's one of the things that I've worked on a lot.
Yeah, you've done really well.
Well, because you can't depend on, I can't even remember who said it. I don't want to butcher the quote, but like if that is dependent on you being hired, you're gonna be bummed a lot.
What?
Right?
Say that again.
It's like if your happiness and your value is determined by you being hired, you're gonna struggle because that is like this and it's all over the place. But if you have that innately, and you're lucky enough to like continue to push through and continue to build momentum and like jump back on a peak, but if it's dependent on you being hired, now granted, it's me sitting here and that's easy for me to say, but like we all get excited about that job that we want, and it's easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, it just happened when Kyle got here. We were talking about this. I mean, he just had a great audition. I was on hold for a part that would have been just so fun this past week and didn't end up getting it. And that is another part that happens to us as actors so many times. And to me, it's like
down a couple of great auditions and I'm still like waiting to hear on. And so it's part of the deal.
It's part of it. But while to be on hold is such a achievement, there's this also part that it's never easy because we want to be doing the thing we want to do, and like, but
and then you're like, this is a, getting a hold or getting pinned or those are small wins, but you have to count them as wins, even though you don't necessarily fully get the job. And so, I think it goes back to us like having a bunch of people that understand and you can have those conversations with, and like you're whether there's your bros or your it's your support
who you surround
system.
your support system, who you surround yourself out here, not only out here in this business, but in life, period. It shapes you. It like you become that. Whatever energy you surround yourself with consistently is like the human being you become. You said something that really resonated with me that I really struggle with is finding, it might sound silly, but finding a life outside of the work and the business is something I struggle with, because for so long, since I was a kid filming on this camera, all I've done is make and create. And so it's like when people ask me like, what do you like to do? It's like, I do like to make things. And it just so happens that the things I like to make now intertwine so deeply with my career.
Sure.
Or advancing my career. Is that healthy? I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it's healthy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's something I struggle with.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I get it, because we're passionate. We love this. Like, this is what we're supposed to, right? Like, because this business is hard. So it's like, if you don't love it that much, if you're not that committed, if you're not like, leave town, because there's a lot of other people that are.
Don't be here.
Yeah, don't be here.
And that's not.
But
it's just
so you can't like fault yourself for being that. I don't want to say obsessed. That's not the right word, but you have to be somewhat obsessed.
You have to be a little obsessed, but I think you also have to be a little delusional to want to do this.
Yeah.
Like.
But so it does. I don't even think it has to be like crazy things. I'm just talking about balance. Maybe like whether that's working out or like having good, again, mental health, physical health, like date nights with your with your spouse, just healthy habits outside of the business. Because I also, like, if someone asks me like what I love to do, I love to do this, right? Or go even just like see movies or watch it, consume content, right? Like, I love stuff like that. But yeah, maybe it's not even like a full, maybe it's not major things that you have to have. Maybe it's just all those other minor things that keep you grounded through it.
What have you been consuming lately that you've been into?
What have we been watching? We just finished Presumed Innocent.
You're the second person that's told me about this.
So good. so good. And then that was also where they were dripping out the episodes, and they don't let you binge it, so you're waiting.
I love that.
Yeah, and so again, so that was something we were looking forward to. What else am I consuming? What did we just doing another season of House of the Dragon?
Mm-hmm. I never seen Game of Thrones. I've never
So
seen.
that's interesting because I had seen it and Meg had not seen it, and we just went through the whole thing where I rewatched it.
Can I tell you, there's
And it's yeah.
I'm gonna probably get a lot of shit for this. I mean, there's a lot of things I haven't seen. One thing that I hadn't seen until a week ago was Swingers, the movie Swingers.
What?
Can I tell you?
That's an LA. That's a.
Can I say I didn't like it? Is that okay?
No.
No, I'm legally not allowed. Let's take that again. I loved it. No, I can't. I guess I can see why.
It also
at that time I can see why
it captured a time.
That's what I'm saying.
If you were in LA at that time, you would. I think you would be singing a different song.
I will say it was fun. I just will. I can't say that I loved it, and I'm trying to be honest about that.
That's an LA staple, and maybe it is. Maybe it is based on the time that you've been here.
Do you have a project or a movie that the mass public is into that you're not as into?
Ooh, I'd have to think about that one. That the mass public is into that I'm not into.
That's like super popular. That
Squid Games.
You didn't like Squid Games. Interesting.
I didn't not like
It's
it.
stressful.
I didn't finish it because my partner was. I don't want to blame her, but like she wasn't into it, and then
That's
we
a
just,
big factor with if you have if you're in a couple.
I feel like
we're
we're streaming buddies, right?
Uh-huh.
And so if it's a division of some sort, it's like there's just
That's
certain things that I just didn't like, and then because there's so much content, you get into other things.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if I had finished that, same thing happened with Dahmer, where we kind of split, and it was just too.
I'm just gonna adjust your mic.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
It was just too dark and gory, and so I ended up kind of watching it more slowly. Those types of things.
I'll tell you another
I wouldn't
one.
say that like the mass public loves that I don't, but there are things that are that take me longer to get through.
I'll tell another one that
That show was hard. Just because
Squid Games or Dahmer.
Well, I'm referring to Dahmer.
Dahmer, yeah.
It's great.
Dahmer was
it's great, but it's really
hard to watch.
It's hard to watch.
It's one of those that I watch. I don't think I'll ever watch again. You know,
right? Where in that I'd go back and rewatch Game of Thrones, and I did.
Okay.
And I had a great experience because she kept asking me. She's like, "Well, what's going on? Who's this?" And I'm like, honestly, there's so many characters I don't.
Breaking Bad, I've seen 3 or 4 times.
I see. That's one I have to go back.
Dude, I'm itchy to watch it again. I'll say another project that is beloved.
I think both are correct.
Okay, I'm just not gonna say that. Beloved.
For sure.
I will say another project that the mass public is into that I'm not as into because I like losing fans. The Bear. I'm not as into The Bear.
Oh, strong disagree on that.
But you're from Chicago.
Yeah, but that's
not the factor?
That's just you not knowing any better.
I don't like it. Here's what
That's a
here's
great
what I'll say.
show.
Here's why I don't
That's
like
a
it.
great show.
It stresses me out.
Okay,
And
that's a different thing.
I don't want to be stressed out.
It's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
No, Josh.
Like that Christmas episode is supposed to stress you out.
Josh.
But it's fantastic.
Josh,
All right.
I watch things to not be stressed out consistently.
Well,
if there's moments in a show where
okay.
there's a little bit stressful shit happening,
Okay,
then there's a
okay,
lull.
okay,
Then
so
I
where
like
do you-
it.
where-
But if it's consistently 24/7 stressful factor machine, I don't want to watch it.
Same question, same concept. Uncut Gems.
Did like Uncut Gems.
Didn't
But
or didn't?
I did. But I'll tell you what.
That's the same thing. It's like.
But I'm not watching
It's so stressful.
hour. Like I'm not watching.
Oh, The Bear's a half an hour. Don't
fuck.
be a pussy.
You know what? Sometimes, Josh, I'm a pussy. I'm a big old fucking titty baby pussy, and I don't care. I'll admit it. Yeah, you guys may be deceived by this shockingly ripped exterior, that was carved from fucking granite that inspired Josh Server's body. But sometimes I'm a fucking pussy, Josh, and that's okay.
Yep.
So your body inspired.
It inspired his body to work out to look like mine.
So you would have been.
It's
Even though I'm
2 years
It's
old.
why
correct, I'm older than Shane.
we have a
And
Lou
it's like-
Ferrigno Arnold situation happening here. Lou Ferrigno's body was inspired by Arnold's body. There's a lot of the similarities between Lou Ferrigno and Arnold that you could say about Josh Server. And myself.
That I could completely agree with.
Yeah. You're fully deaf. You're fully deaf, but you're amazing lip reader. What are we at time-wise?
I don't know. Where
on
are
the
we at?
recording?
31 minutes.
Okay,
but we did
great.
like,
Well-
15 before that.
Yeah, we'll shift here in a second. We're getting close. What else did I wanted to say something else. I can't remember. This will not be in the episode.
Well, just us trying to figure out what to say next.
Yeah, no, I had a
feel
thought. I
this is
can't
like
remember.
We're in the pocket right now.
Contemplative moment here.
Yeah.
Content.
Do you
Sorry.
just
That's a fun moment. Let's just be content together, right?
yeah? Do you want to just sit together until we find something?
Do you want to just sit and be content?
Yeah. Do you want to just sit and be content? Did you hear that? For a moment until we find the next subject that we want to talk about.
Not doing, just being.
Being. It's very, very hard for me. All I'm thinking about is everyone switching to the next podcast.
Maybe you should change the name of the show.
I should do a second show called Not Content. Stressed out with Shane Hartline.
Stressed out with Shane Hartline. It would just be you watching shit that stresses you out.
Yeah,
That I would
wanna
watch
do
that. I would watch that. Just shows that are
Multiple things.
shows that are triggering to Shane Hartline.
You famously do like to watch me stressed.
What?
He sometimes.
Why was that while I was famously carving my body based on
yes,
your?
yes.
That's like.
I'm gonna expose Josh Server right now for the man he really is. You guys look and you see this like happy-go-lucky, smiley, pretty boy, but you know what? This is the tyrannical monster he really is. He will sometimes FaceTime me and be like, Shane, I'm gonna record this so you can see my face imitating his face.
I actually don't think I've ever FaceTimed
No,
you.
you FaceTime me all the time.
Ever
Shane,
all the time.
get stressed. I didn't want to see you fucking stressed right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's fucking good. More! Be more stressed, Shane.
I might leave.
You want to be my friend? You want to still be my friend? Get stressed,
You
Shane!
remember all that content I felt? I no longer feel that.
That content lasted
I no longer
all.
feel that.
That content.
I actually feel deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's what I like to do to you is make you
now
feel.
we're back to regret,
Now
Shane.
we're back to regret.
See?
How much do you regret doing this episode?
I don't know. I don't even think. Yeah, I don't think my people know I'm doing this. So
They do. We had a conference call.
See, this is why the Walk of Shane is the best title. It's the best. The Hollywood's Walk of Shane, and it's Shane just regretting everything he's ever.
that's a great
it's too
title.
real. It's
Did
too
you guys
real.
workshop that and then end up with this?
No,
Okay.
that was for a different thing.
Okay, got it. Because that's really funny.
Well, we'll
Getting
get.
too close to home, buddy.
Yeah, can we not? We'll get to another. Let's get back to you regretting being here because I have another.
I don't. It was just it's a joke.
It's fine.
It's a joke. Oh, I'm changing it up.
I saw your face, and it was the same face that you had stroking that devil penis.
Well, that's gonna be a soundbite.
Let's show the footage again.
Show the footage.
I don't know if that's gonna.
No, so
My people certainly don't know I did that. I just got an email. I just got dropped by my team.
yeah, because they're making
Insta-drop.
space for me.
Insta-drop.
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 No, so I'm about to make you regret doing this show even more because I have an idea for a piece of content we can make for this episode.
Okay.
You can turn it down, but you legally can't. Your reps sign the contract. So all that had a very iconic intro. We don't have a trampoline, but I thought it'd be fun for the intro of this episode to recreate all that intro as best as possible. So Kyle is going to send me some music. He doesn't know he's doing this, but he's going to send me some music later. So what I wanted to sound like, Kyle, is like, wait, hold on. So, this is content. This is content. So just listen to the music. Send me some as best as possible. Thanks, Kyle.
There's got to be some copyright infringement here, right?
Nah.
No, if you parody.
Parody.
Oh, okay.
Parody. And then we'll go into my office green screen us doing this. And I'll make an intro. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay. Let's just move and start doing it. And we
Let's
can
do it.
walk and talk.
Let's do it.
So I think all we need is this big light and then a backlight, and then we can pop them off real quick. Have I self-taped you in here before?
You have.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's not my first time in this office, you know.
And this office.
We're like buddies, you know, doing auditions and
Yeah.
now recreating a show that was really, really dear to me. for your sick, twisted fodder and amusement.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this will be tricky because we might have to.
Oh, you mean we can't do it?
No, you legally have to. Your rep signed. Just put. Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's good. Okay. I'm gonna actually raise it a little. Oop, that's fine. Because I'm gonna plug a light behind.
I'm helping, Shane.
Yeah, you're helping.
Stars.
You're
they're just
doing
like
great.
us.
How's your dog? The best.
The dog. Oh, I didn't know we were. Is this a bit? Or are we
it
just
might
asking
be.
about my dog?
We're
My
conversating.
dog's great.
Yeah?
He's the best. I just got back in town this morning, and it's like you don't realize how much you miss him. You're just
Dude.
like, oh man, I miss my dog so much.
At the time of this recording, we will have gotten back from our honeymoon, but we're about to go on our honeymoon, and it will be
where are you guys going?
Italy.
Oh, fun.
But it'll be the longest that we've ever been away from Bruce, and am I like not looking
You
forward
got
to that
someone to
part
watch
of
him
it?
now?
Lexi, she's gonna watch him.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, your sister's here. now. That
So
makes
Kyle, I'm
sense.
thinking just like stand over here, or we'll do it one at a time. So keep.
Did you research? I don't remember. Did you research what we're doing?
I got your whole intro memorized. No, I don't remember. It was just things like
There were different iterations of.
We're not,
of that intro, Shane.
I guess I could slow down and post, but we could also do some versions where we're like doing slow motion like this.
Yeah.
So I'll do it first to show you how you need to do your intro.
Oh yeah, thanks. Thanks for that.
So because I'm really tall, I probably got to do this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So just keep it locked. Tell me when.
Pick up.
So
Wait.
stupid.
Yeah, maybe like duck completely out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and go for it.
I want a bunch because I want to just do it.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay, you're done.
Yeah. In with Josh. Give me 5.
5?
Yeah, 5, Josh. Give me 5. Give me 5.
I want you to know I love you and I do deeply regret this.
Yeah,
Let's go.
good, great.
Let's go. Right.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
Give me another one. Perfect. I think you could do better. I love it. Give me one more good one. That's all I need.
Great.
All right.
Sick.
Josh Server,
Is that it? Are we done?
we're done.
Oh, thank God.
I don't want to torture you any
Thank
longer.
God.
Dude, thanks for doing this. Do you have any socials or anything you want to promote?
Yeah. Follow me, guys. It's Josh_server on Instagram and X. I guess that's X now. And then Josh Server on Facebook. And other than that, it's a pleasure.
Dude, thanks for being here. Thanks for being my friend. And, again, thanks for being a groomsman.
Groomsman, friend, podcast
Another
guest.
thing he probably regrets because I told him he had to come out to the All That theme song at my wedding.
I feel like this now is a theme where you're just dragging this out. So maybe
I'm just living my child.
I'd like to. Maybe we could get past this in our friendship where we just
Nope.
we're just real friends.
Nope,
You know?
not gonna happen. I'm gonna always shove the the nostalgia down your throat, I'm gonna always remind you that I'm obsessed with your childhood work. Thanks for watching. Okay, cut. That was great.